Hi, everybody. It's Jessica Stone at Stansberry Research, and I've reached Amanda Cuocci with the Health and Wealth Bulletin here to talk about how to have a COVID-safe celebration this 4th of July. And Amanda, so many of the things that we do, barbecue, fireworks, just eating watermelon outside and letting it drip through our fingers, these all take place outside. And I'm wondering what you can tell us about the latest research about the chances of transmission outside and how we should handle that.
Yeah, now I really want watermelon. Uh, the risk of transmission, as we know, is much lower outdoors. This is something that we've been saying in Health and Wealth Bulletin for months now. So it's really good, especially the summertime. It's good to get outside, spend time outdoors doing things that maybe you would do indoors. Take it all outside. That way you're getting a lot of air circulation, which is great for reducing how much the transmissibility is. It's also good because the sunlight and the humidity also make it harder for the virus to spread.
Mm.
So when you're outside, just make sure you still keep in smaller groups, because if you are in a tightly packed, like a public park, and everybody's, packed in together somewhere, that can still have some issues with transmissibility. But if you're in small groups outside, you're pretty much fine.
And I guess we should think about also following whatever the state guidance is on the max number of people. I think it's usually under a dozen, right?
Absolutely, yes. Most states out there, I think it's under 12.
Yeah.
Some are 10, some are 11, but it's usually small groups like that.
Now, you have put together a video in your parents' backyard to kind of take us through how to set up so that maybe we won't be so tempted to get too close.
A couple things you want to do is to make sure, of course, that you keep 6 feet distance between people. Good ways to set up your chairs in advance. Make sure folks stick to that. You also want to make sure that you don't share any food, utensils, or drinks. That's a really good way to spread the virus, any virus. In fact, that's something we always tell you during cold and flu season to avoid. So just pretend it's cold and flu season during the summer. One more thing, you also want to make sure that you do get enough sunshine. Sunshine helps us make vitamin D, which is great for our immune system. Usually about 20 minutes in the sun is all you need for all the vitamin D to keep you healthy. But of course, if you do burn easily, you can alternate between sun and shade. And finally, the last point, stay hydrated.
So, Amanda, I noticed that you weren't wearing a mask in that video. How and when should we think about wearing a mask at our backyard barbecues?
Sure. Well, you will notice I was alone in that video. That's why I wasn't wearing a mask. Hopefully that'll change this weekend. There'll be a couple more people with me.
I certainly hope so.
But just like we mentioned before, there are certain state regulations for not only the number of people, but whether or not you need to wear a mask. For the most part, you usually don't need to wear one outside, especially if you're in a small group and you're maintaining that 6 feet of distance. You may want to consider a mask if you're high risk or someone in your group is high risk. So if grandmom's at the picnic, you might want to consider at least having her wear a mask.
So, Amanda, you brought up the idea of what should we do with grandma or grandpa or great aunt Molly that comes to visit the barbecue. Should we really be thinking about maybe giving them their own space if they come to the barbecue, or should they come at all?
That's a great question, and it's one we're actually tackling in our next issue of Retirement Millionaire. So I can't give away too much, but I can tell you it really depends on the individual and how much risk they're really going to face. I mean, this is something that people should make up their own minds about. So really make sure your older relatives are aware of, say, are there any outbreaks in your area? Have they been exposed? Could they have been exposed?
Mm-hmm.
The people who are also attending, are they healthcare workers? Are they someone who may inadvertently give it to your older relative? So really, as long as you cover all the basics and then take some precautions, washing your hands, keeping that 6 feet of space, all of those things are important. But when it comes down to it, it's really about the level of risk per person.
All right, Amanda Cuocci, thank you so much, and happy 4th of July to you and yours. And if you would like to see much more content just like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.